that song. Yeah, let's get started. No need to waste time. Get on it.
Gonna have you you got to really show you're ready to be here, and I think that sleep deprived Vietnamese family did that. Welcome. But yeah, you're gonna have to be a stereotypical Chinaman. um in the movie we're writing, I'm
Chinaman.
like the ultimate racist.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna tell you this one little idea. And I have an Indian friend, a Chinese friend, a black friend, but we all bond because we had our bike stolen. In the end, to get the bad guy, we all combined our racist forces to accomplish our goal. Like the Indian keeps them on the phone for like an hour. The Chinese guy like does the tech. You know, the black is like running.
Yeah.
All right, so I need an Indian, or at least someone who looks Indian, for the movie. You don't even have to be here. There's a way we could do it on Zoom potentially, because my job in the movie is I'm customer support after I get fired for spraying a black guy with a fire hose at a cement factory.
Yeah.
And it's like so much humor is me doing tech support. Like I hate everybody. And I become friends with this Indian who's like, "Oh, buddy, the
That sounds pretty funny, actually. That sounds like a fun movie.
way you keep them on the phone is you just keep." And so it's all those jokes. And so we use the Indian. I'm not going to ruin the movie, but we are going to be doing a casting call for, oh yeah, Jacko back. Now we want a real Indian, because when you're going to do racism, you want to include as many people as possible.
Right.
Because it shows that it's in good fun. It's like, we don't actually hate Indians. It's like retarded. It's the street shitting and the lying and the goddess of all right, anyway. BB, the segment on 1851 was legendary. It's so true, man. Races are a race. Compete and become friends with honor. Keep or find your culture. Our generation, I'm 44, have lost our culture. Most of our generation has bought into the melting pot. Your words said it better than I ever could. That's why I listen to your stream. Thanks, Dwayne. Bear for all seasons.
Thanks,
Freaking
Dwayne.
Spain. Of course, the Spanish could steal from BB and elect their own Corky. No, I think it's just, I mean, I'm not saying Spain stole my idea. It's pretty obvious that the best government official would have Down syndrome. Nationalist Bear. The Jays hide behind manipulating the Predators. Yeah. Yeah, but it's like you still have to do it, though. You know, Nancy Pelosi was giving this whole speech about how her dad was a Shabbos Goy. It's hilarious how open they are about it. And this Israeli's like, "Nancy, will your husband do the honor of being the Shabbos Goy?" And she's like, I don't know if Paul's ready, but I'll show you the video. You won't even believe it. Like, people think that I'm saying conspiracy theory. It's a fact. So the way that Jews operate is they try not to touch filth. That's why the tunnels, I think it's about currency. And if they do transport filthy things, they get other people to do it because they're literally not allowed to. So they get what's called a Shabbos Goy, where they get a Steven Crowder or somebody like that, where it's
Steven
like,
Crowder.
or Joe Rogan, where it's like, you push the drugs on the people. We're not allowed to, you know? And so they pay the Shabbos Goy and they keep their hands clean. In crime, it's just called the fall guy or the bag man. It's very simple. And so, yeah, it's smart, and they do it, and you know they pay the Shabbos Goy, but the Shabbos Goy has to actually do the things that are banned in the Torah. Like, they're a very loophole-oriented people. Hunter says, "Hello, BB, long-time listener, first-time super chatter. I started listening to you before you moved to Washington. I was 19. My finances have prevented me from tipping until now. I appreciate the years of free service you've provided me, holding down the fort on your southern border in Boise. Ida Hunter Bear." Thank you, my friend. Brandon, BB batting 1,000 as usual. Pajits ruin the solar industry in Oz. Compulsive liars and trick kind-hearted good Aussies. Oh yeah, they're like, "Oh, I get you a great deal. For only 20,000, I get you the best solar panel." And then you open it and it's just poop. And they're like, "You get poopy." And you're like, "It's poop." And they're like, "Oh no, you fuck pig." Guys, it's like a joke how fucking horrible they are. Okay.
So
but even if you're dealing with the people whose average IQ is 71, you're still looking at millions of people with an IQ over 110. It's just the vast majority are basically, that's average. That means half are under 71. They're like, oh, fucking poopy. I mean, and it's not even like they have this angelicness like the Down syndrome people, where they're like, I didn't want to play in the field. I didn't want people to be happy. The Indian's like, oh, I like rape. Okay. Joshua says, one of the coolest things about the British is they create a corporation that hired Indians to conquer India for the company. Yeah, that's great.
Rape.
Probably the largest landmass owned by a corporation. Yeah, the East India Company, which is the same flag that Washington waved. Guys, behind the Jews, I think are some Brits. And I'm not saying they're doing a bad job. Huey Lewis song request, hip to be square. Dirt Buckets take the Yankees to win it. All in 2024. Logos rising. All right, Mortloaf. Fuzzy Guzzy Bear. Dear Big Bear, blessings to you and the family, also to the Bears. Please let them know that the Olympia Bear Meetup is going once more. Attend or you are gay at Fuzzy Guzzy Bear on the BT app for info. And then Durandal says, long overdue tip for the Piano Man. Thanks for being the internet tentpole. No problem. Okay, let's check out India's relationship spiritually with prostitution.
Temple, prostitution becomes a religion. Young girls, many of them not yet 15, are consecrated to Yalama. They become Devadasis, love servants of the goddess, and their lives will be dedicated to prostitution. Their families believe that this sacrifice will allow them to be born into a higher caste in the next life. Before the long 5-kilometer walk to the temple, the devotees must cleanse themselves by washing in this pool.
Dude, how crazy is it to be like, if you let these rich Indians fuck you for money, like next life, you'll be good. Oh, it's so fucked up, man. And they're like, but first, make sure you don't poopy. Oh, God, it's like hell on earth. Our goddess gives us happiness. I'm not against the Devadasi system. If, for example, you have a problem at home, like a quarrel between a married couple, you can go to the temple after you've prayed to the goddess. Our wishes are fulfilled. Our goddess helps us. Okay, so understand what he's saying. He's saying, oh, if you have fight with wife, you get to go pray to the goddess of prostitution and fuck. These people want to be president of America. Oh my God. Look at this hell on earth.
That sounds sweet.
Devotees of the Yalama goddess come from the lower castes of the Hindus. Some are gripped by religious fever. Again? They dance until they drop.
I might start praying to whoever she is.
Men are also followers of the temple. Many put themselves into service as transvestites. It's illegal to dedicate children to the goddess.
And you're like, I want a very sexy dress.
But that's irrelevant because the government does nothing to prevent it.
Yeah, so understand that this, you want to talk about the Jew, like, oh, the tunnels, the Jews. Okay, well, India is like super into, that's why they accuse everyone of being a pedophile, because they're all just a bunch of fucking, okay, well, this needs to be known about Vivek Ramaswamy's religion.
Become baptized as a Devadasi love servant costs $52. Money which, according to one human rights organization, flows straight into the pockets of the politicians.
Okay, so understand what this is. So when people are like, oh, America has this huge child trafficking, you can go to India and buy a kid for $52 off like their prime ministers. Oh, buddy, I poopy. $52. 52 American dollars. Why would Chabad get involved in that? And like the tunnels of Manhattan. Now they're involved in fucking gold, diamonds, fentanyl, you know, whatever fit. You go to India right now. It's like, watch out for people who go to India, man. Watch out for people who go to, there's some cool people who live in Thailand, but like when you see celebrities that they keep going to Thailand, if a war breaks out, like, it's fine if you are from Ukraine. Ukraine, actually, I hear some really good things about when it's not at war. If the war breaks out and people that have never been to Ukraine are like, I got to go to Ukraine, this is why. People are cheap in these shithole parts of the world. So when Vivek Ramaswamy or Nikki Haley or Kamala Harris wants to talk about American white supremacy, it's like, right now you can go to India and buy a kid for $52 religiously.
So the government turns a blind eye. The girls are obliged to serve the priests in the temple, and that includes sexual services. According to one report, some priests have up to 40 girls at their service. It's a price the poorer families are prepared to pay for a better life in their next reincarnation.
It's so fucking sad, man.
Swapan Mukherjee is the leader of Free the Children of India.
Sad.
He fights for the rights of all children, and particularly for the girls that become prostitutes.
Dude, it's so accepted there, man. Like, it's so accepted there that like they have like their goddess temples and the prostitutes. They literally believe that if they sell their children into sex slavery for the rich, that they'll be reincarnated into a man with more money. Guys, you want to do everything you can to keep these fucking people out of America. And if anybody comes here from India, you have to be able to bash this shit. And they have to take it with a smile on their face.
True.
Like if they defend Hinduism or if they defend shit eating or lying and scheming, and if they attack Americans in any way, they need to go fucking back to hell. I consider that hell, dude. And this is open. This is part of their religion.
He estimates that 6,000 new girls are dedicated to the temple every year.
Most of these girls are from poor families, mostly. And this is a burden to them. The poor, it is a burden to the poor family, first thing. Second thing, if another belief they do have, that if they give their girl
Call
to
your
that
doorbell,
temple, then they will also get blessed from the God.
The Yalama cult is hundreds of years old, and the belief has become deeply entrenched in the people. But it's more than that. For many families, it's a matter of survival. Sons are important. They will care for their parents later in life. But daughters are a financial burden. After marriage, women belong to the family of the husband. But in order for the marriage to take place, the daughter must have a dowry. Even today...
Okay, so it's brutal. That's why they hate Muslims over there. Because the Muslim won't let them sell their daughters into sex slavery. That's why they all say that about Islam. They go, oh, fuck you, buddy. Islam is all about sex slavery. It's literally the opposite. There's some brutal areas that are Islamic, you know? There is. Some really gross people doing some gross ass shit. True. But according to Sharia law, that would get you the death penalty. All right? Now, whether or not how corrupt it is another thing. Like there's parts of the world that are filled with some really dumb, brutal, animalistic people that call themselves Muslim that do some fucked up stuff. But according to the actual law of Islam, you can't do that. That's a death sentence. And so in Hinduism, that's totally legal, you know? And so these people are fighting the UN and the NGOs and the British and the Muslims and all these because they're like, you don't tell me what to do, buddy. I fuck the poop. And as Americans, we should always know that that is not allowed here. You cannot be, when they call you ethnocentric or like you're bigoted or you're like, you're not tolerant. Yes. Yes.
True.
Because I can't control them. I can't go to India and change that. I can bring comedy to India. I can start spreading the ideas that I have with comedy there where you mock something that you should be ashamed of. That's close to reality. Like Americans are fat and weak and we're rich in general. That's what you mock, you know? And in India, they're like, materialistic and they eat shit and they look unhealthy and they're rapey and they lie a lot. But they can survive anything. They can live on a concrete floor in the cockroaches and sleep like a baby. In America, you need a white noise machine and fucking melatonin, right? One thing that Hinduism has going for us, it's not based on the Jewish Bible. I wouldn't say that, Lily. I think that the laws of Moses and the New Testament are a drastic improvement on Hinduism. I think that a lot of people are so used to Christianity or Islam or even Judaism on some levels, not the Talmudic crazy loophole shit, but just like Torah abiding Jews. They're very confused and it's crazy, but you don't even know what the rest of the world can be like. Like you're in this bubble of just complete, you know, you're like a fish in water that doesn't know that there's a world without water. And that's why people just mock it. It's like, oh, the Christian God. Oh, it's like, yeah. Because I used to make fun of Christianity a lot more about like the communion. It's like weird to kind of pantomime cannibalism.
I forgot. Owen Benjamin is interesting, and we're gonna watch him. But I have a new subject, a new lolcow that I found. I almost forgot. I sent myself this link on Twitter. It's what's it fucking called? It's another cult leader, Nature Boy. One second, I gotta find this video.
And then someone was explaining to me that helped people stop eating people.
Okay, we'll do 30 more minutes of Owen Benjamin, and we'll see what's funny, and then I'll take like a weed break, and then we'll start watching Nature Boy. I might start up another stream with Nature Boy on it, or I might just go into it this stream and then, you know, make a video on it and start up another stream later on. I might do that instead. Let's keep on. Shit, I kind of want to switch to Nature Boy now.
When you're dealing with these type of uncivilized heathens, they do fucking eat people. Like if you go to India, I'm sure that it's pretty easy to get human meat, you know?
Ooh.
Blood drinking to get strength, eating flesh. The Holy Communion is a vast improvement on actual cannibalism. You know, it's like marrying widows or girls that just went into puberty or, women that have no dowry and stuff like that. Like when that happened in Islam, right now we see it as a little crazy. Like I see that as crazy, like marrying a 9-year-old or an 80-year-old or, where you're like marrying, when Muhammad was marrying these women, you have to understand what the world was like at the time. Like if you didn't have dowry or...
That sounds like you're bad. That sounds like you're carrying water for some Muslim pedo. That doesn't sound good.
If you didn't have money, those people would be burned on a pile of shit. They would be eaten. They would be brought to a temple to be a prostitute. And so that was a vast improvement to the world that they were living in. If you want to look at the Arabic world before Mecca and Medina and the Islamic rise and all that, it would look a lot like India right now. Where you're dealing with intense levels of idol worship, mysticism, poop eating, child eating, pedophilia, animal fucking, all that. Bestiality in Islam is death penalty. Like that's why it's like, oh, goat fucker much? It's funny because in Sharia, if you get caught fucking an animal, you're killed. If there's 4 witnesses. Because slander, think about how much people lie. Like the Arabics without Islam or Christianity are like horrifying. You know, they're just like lying all the time. Oh, Mr. Owen Jones, 90-year-old homosexual weighted doggy. Where'd you come up with that, Pajit? Oh, fuck are you? They just lie all the time. So that's why they have the 4 witness thing. I used to make fun of Islam because of that. I'm like, you need 4 witnesses to convict a rapist? My joke was, I have a hard time finding 4 guys for a fucking pickup basketball game. How are you supposed to get that many witnesses to a rape? The reason they have that is because so many of these disgusting animals would lie about rape. They'd be like, my neighbor with the better boat just raped a pig. And so Sharia was like, you need 4 witnesses and you need evidence. Like, you have to have evidence and then you're dead. Like, we will kill you. That's why it's like pornography is so outlawed in Islamic world, because think about how many witnesses you have. You have somebody having sex on camera, a fornication, a rape, act of sodomy. You'll have millions of witnesses because you're looking at it. And so that's why that doesn't fly in Sharia. And so when you're looking at Hindu India, it's like hell on earth. And if you think I'm racist or ethnocentric, fine, sure. But Jeets just lying, don't think twice. Yeah, they'll be like, oh, Owen Benjamin, a pedophile who fucked pig. Like, it's a level of lying that Americans are not even prepared for. You know, because our liars, like our media Jews, keep it close to the truth. Like, they will lie, but it'll be like, you know, it'll be like in the shadow of the truth, where it's like kind of believable. The Pajit, they don't give a fuck. Like, they'll just start calling you a pedophile and all this stuff. Like, no American Jew media person has ever called me a pedophile. You know, like, Pajits will be like, oh, Owen Benjamin facing charges of pedophilia. Like, a fucking journalist will say that. I'm like, dude, I've never faced charges of anything more than a fucking traffic ticket. Fact. Like, when I used to get swatted and people would call cops, I'm not even in the system. Like, they didn't even know who the hell I was. Like, we had to put me in the system so that they knew what I do for a living and to watch out for the calls so that we could press charges on people making false police reports. I have no history of any crimes at all. And I'm not, oh, you sound like me think you doth protest too much. I'm showing the cultural facts around Hinduism and Indians. Like, they don't give a fuck. Like, they'll say anything about anyone. That's why Islam was like, 4 witnesses and evidence, or else we're not going to pursue your claims, because all they do is lie. And so that's why when people are just constantly mocking Muslims for animal sex, pedophilia, rape, street shitting, it's all the shit that the Pajits are doing. You can have failed Muslims doing these things, but it's outlawed. In Hinduism, it's not only not outlawed, you're encouraged to have sex with a dead horse. And there's European history of that. You know, Vox Day talks about that, about like all these LARPers talking about heathenism and paganism in Europe, and let's get back to like the strong Europeans, you Christ cock, and oh, Jesus was a commie with no kids and was weak and all that. You actually know what you're talking about or no? Like, if you go back and look at European history, there's been pockets of...
I want to pause this stream and start up a different... No, I'm not going to start up a different one. I'm going to smoke a couple bong hits, and then I've got a different person in mind. I think I have the link right here, who I wanted to do a video on, who I might start streaming. He's in jail currently for running a cult, but he used to make some pretty funny videos. Some pretty creepy ones, but some pretty funny ones too. Give me a sec here. I gotta find good elevator when I go on break. Nature Board 3 Grod. Wait. All these drama channels. There used to be so many funny videos, but YouTube's dumbass keeps taking them down because YouTube's just fucked. YouTube's just fucked in the head.
And Shorty, I remember
Low tier God, low tier 3 God. Yeah, it was one thing he was getting into, like this whole three god shit. Oh, three god this, three god that. Um, yeah, I'm gonna take a smoke break and
And
then come back to
shorty.
this.
I remember when you only called a girl shorty.
Yeah, yeah. He got a tranny into his like sex cult. All funny. All right, I'm gonna take a smoke break and put on some music. Let me look up some good elevator music for you motherfuckers. Some good ass elevator music. Mm, 5 hours are the best. If you don't go, fuck yourself. This should be good. Nice. All right. See y'all. We'll be back on this when I come back.